Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. The Season 4 Reloaded update is now here, and with it, and per usual, whenever we see these large title updates, we've got some new game files that came along with the patch that weren't necessarily supposed to be there, right? I mean, they're not supposed to be found at least. We've got some brand new leaks courtesy of the Season 4 Reloaded update between Warzone and Vanguard, and these actually give us some previews as to what's coming in terms of new weapons down the road, and then also one of the more curious things we've seen this year, a bunch of throwback and returning operators from different eras of Call of Duty, which is particularly interesting and definitely not expected whatsoever, right? So as we're breaking everything down today, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Let's go for 2,000 likes on this one. And if you're new to the channel, or if you have not already subscribed, every single day I got you covered with all things going on in COD. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. That way you can always guarantee you are up to date with absolutely everything going on in the world of Call of Duty. But as for this information today, this is courtesy of Reality UK over on Twitter. The man is just leaking everything and anything when it comes to COD, right? But as always, this stuff could very easily just be leftover files that were accidentally added in. They could be scrapped, updated, changed in various different ways. As always, I gotta give the spiel every time we're talking about leaks and rumors, right? So take everything we have here with a grain of salt. But the first bit of information we have has to do with brand new operators and characters, presumably coming to Vanguard and Warzone, either maybe later on in Season 4 Reloaded, or potentially with Season 5 and Season 5 Reloaded. And there are some very, very curious names on this list. The first one, Raul Menendez. If you are an OG in Call of Duty, you've been playing for a while, and you played the BO2 campaign, one of the GOAT campaigns, by the way, you might recognize that name. Menendez was one of the primary villains in the Black Ops franchise, got some of the most iconic lines in COD history as well, and he showed up in the Vanguard files. Now, if you might recall, a few days back we were going over the Season 4 Reloaded preview blog, and in that blog they said, hey, you know, with upcoming stuff, expect to see some familiar foes return as new operators that presumably you all thought were going to be from the Modern Warfare franchise, but having Raul Menendez pop up here in the files shows something a little bit extra, if you will. On top of that, we also have Gabriel Rourke. Now, Rourke, another great villain in Call of Duty history, stems from Call of Duty Ghosts. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it is criminal the fact that we have yet to see a continuation of the Ghost story, because it ends on a massive cliffhanger, and I want to know what happens. The Ghost campaign was also fantastic, and Rourke, being one of the main characters there, also appears to be returning. So now we've got Menendez from the Black Ops franchise, we've got Rourke from Ghosts. On top of that, we also have Khalid Al-Assad. And if you are, you know, a familiar viewer back in the MW 2019 days, we were always talking about Al-Assad here because he was a common name whenever we were talking about the MW 2019 story and the Warzone storyline with all the intel and everything there. So that, if I had to guess, Khalid Al-Assad is probably the character that blog post was referencing. A familiar foe from, you know, the Modern Warfare past would make the most sense tying this into MW2. We can also assume from this that Khalid Al-Assad will be available and, you know, as a main character, I guess, if you will, in MW2 storyline, maybe in one form or another. So we now have a character from Black Ops, a character from Ghosts, a character from Modern Warfare, and then lastly, probably the strangest one, if I'm being honest with you, Seraph from Black Ops 3 as an operator. Not really sure where that one came from, but that was also updated in the files, which I found to be particularly interesting because the other ones all, you know, like villains from previous COD games. Then we have a Black Ops 3 operator, sort of breaks the trend there. But four very surprising sort of throwback or crossover operators, if you will, that were found in the Vanguard files. So we should maybe expect to see these in the coming weeks, in the coming months, as we round out the Vanguard content season. Now, real quick, before we jump over and talk about the new weapons that were leaked, want to give a quick shout out to my friends over at Gamer Advantage. Every single face cam video, you guys seen me wearing these frames. These are my advantage. I'm looking at screens all day long, whether I'm editing, playing games, whatever it may be, I'm looking at screens, and it's not the best for your eyes. But that is where Gamer Advantage comes into play. They're reducing eye strain, they're helping you sleep better at night, which is fantastic. They've got multiple different frame options. They offer prescription and regular lenses. They got something for everybody. And if you ever want to pick up a pair for yourself, code Immortal gets you a nice little discount at checkout. Link for that will be down in the description below. Anyway, moving on over to the weapon talk here. We got some new interesting weapons that have surfaced via the files, one of which we've talked about previously, and it was sort of a question mark. Is this actually supposed to be in the files? Is it a mistake? Is it actually going to become a thing? And that, of course, is none other than the icon itself from MW2, the F2000, or the FN2000 as it's also known in the files. They've now updated this once again. We talked about this a few major updates back. I can't recall when exactly, but the F2000 is no stranger to being talked about as a leaked weapon here on the channel in recent months, and it's been updated yet again, so it does appear like the MW2 F2000 is going to be coming to Warzone and Vanguard at some point in the future. The main question is how? Is this going to be just a standard new weapon that we get for like the seasonal launch and the battle pass, or with the mid-season update through a challenge? Or is this going to be some kind of pre-order bonus for MW2 maybe? That would make a lot of sense, but it might also raise some questions in the form of pay to win. You know, would there be a challenge to unlock it as well? We don't really know, but it's interesting that this is now appearing in the files yet again. Now, another new weapon that actually surfaced via this past update is the EM1, which might sound familiar because, of course, in-game from Cold War right now, we've got the EM2 rifle. The EM1, by all accounts, seems to be very, very similar to the EM2, so we can expect another similar rifle to that. Probably slow firing, heavy hitting. We'll have to see if that ends up making its way into the meta at some point in time. Then lastly, we've got the K-gun. That's the code name for it in game. And initially, Reality wasn't too sure what this was. It was some kind of pistol or a close range weapon. But after some further information was, discovered and surfaced, it seems like this is going to be the KG99, aka the Tech 9, which again, we already have in game via Cold War. We got the Tech 9 SMG. Perhaps this is going to be a Tech 9 pistol instead. Like, I'm not too sure, but it is interesting how we have two weapons that are extremely similar to weapons that we have from Cold War being leaked now as presumably future content weapons for Season 5 or Season 5 Reloaded. The key thing to note here is this is 3 weapons surfacing in this last update. As we know, per season, we get 3 new ranged weapons alongside some melees here and there. So this would fit the general content scheme and content schedule. 2 of these weapons dropping at the launch of Season 5 with the Battle Pass, then 1 of these weapons coming with the Season 5 Reloaded update via that bundle and the in-game challenge, just like what we got with the Vargo S, and of course at the start of the season as well with the standard Battle Pass. So that at least lines up there, but some very interesting weapon leaks because all these do raise some questions, at least in one way or another, right? Is the FN2000 actually a remake of the F2000 from MW2? Is it going to be in MW 2022? How is that going to be introduced? Are these going to be similar weapons to what we already have in game, so there's not much diversity or like that fresh feeling there? Definitely strange to say the least. I, for one, am a lot more interested in what's going on with these operators, just because those are names that I was not expecting to see surface with a new update and with some new leaks. But nonetheless, that is the new information that we have courtesy of the Season 4 Reloaded update leaks. And that's going to wrap things up for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, or if you have not already subscribed, every single day I got you covered with everything going on in COD. News, updates, loadouts, leaks, you name it, you're going to find it right here on the channel. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. And as always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL for a discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, and Control Freak products. And the links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.